Well, guys, it's January, and you know what that means? That's right, more shitty movie vlogs. Yes, it is January, the time where just movies come out because the theater hates us. Where they take the worst movies that they were gonna put into the summer and just shit them out into January because people are gonna forget about them in a week. Except for this. This movie. I have reviewed shitty horror movies before. And some of them, well, one or two of them, I gotta admit, are a lot worse than this one. But this one is so fucking bad that it does a special kind of bad that destroyed a franchise. I don't even know how it did. Okay, you know what? I know how it did that, and we're gonna break into it because the special angry movie vlog is going to be live, broadcasted. I'm going to talk the entire thing through live without any edits or cuts because that's how I usually do it for these types of videos. So enjoy. Let's just go describing this movie. Now, I love Paranormal Activity. First of all, I love the first three movies. They were awesome. The fourth one I thought was really fucking boring, and I gotta admit this one's not as boring as that one, but it is just worse in a sense that it's not scary. Give 4 credit, it tried something. It had one or two interesting things thrown into it. It didn't try to do this whole convoluted thing that tries to connect it to all the other movies. This one did. Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, starts off with this kid graduating from high school, and everything's going good for him. You know, his 18th birthday, he's getting out of high school, he's having a party, everything's cool, and one of his friends gets a camera, of course, so he starts filming everything going on with him. And everything seems fine up to this point. You know, there's nothing really bad in his life, there's nothing really bad about them, except for the one creepy witch lady that lives down in their house. But aside from that, nothing's wrong. And the problem with this movie when it starts off is you can sum up what's wrong with this movie in one scene they do right after the dude gets his camera and everything. There is a scene in this movie, and I'm going to spoil the shit out of this movie, where one of the buddies has the camera and he's tricking his friend into rolling down the steps inside of a laundry cart or basket. He tricks his buddy into doing that. The dude falls and gets hurt. It's supposed to be like a stupid jackass stunt or something that you put on YouTube. Now, why are you trying to be funny and it's not working, by the way? It's not. They try to be more funny than they do scary. Like, honestly, this movie had better attempts at trying to make me laugh than it did trying to make me scary. At least they were different, because I'm telling you, this movie had fucking jump scares galore. And there's one scene in this movie where this guy is in this very dark room, and his buddy goes behind a curtain, and he just goes, "Hey, man, you okay, man? You okay, man? You okay, man? You okay, man?" And you're just like, he's gonna jump out. Just wait for 1, 2. Here we go. Boom! Big scare. The whole plot basically is after the dude graduates. The creepy witch lady downstairs, they see her doing some really effed up ritual to this naked chick, and that witch lady's naked too. It's fucking disgusting. And they do this ritual on her and everything, and you're like, what the hell's going on? And then later, the witch lady dies. Okay, cool, it's done. And then all this shit starts happening to this kid. Like, a demon just latches onto his life and pretty much just starts doing all this really crazy stuff to him. One of the funniest, stupidest things it does is play Simon with him. Yeah, you know the game Simon, the boop boop beep boop 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 Simon game. You know, where you ask the questions like, "Hey, are you a ghost?" And it's like green for good, red for no, you know, all that stuff. It does that, and it tries to do something serious with it. It doesn't work at all. Anyway, I'm missing my point. The demon latches on to him, and all this weird stuff starts happening to him. And after a while, he starts to just go with it. Now, a lot of this problems is this movie's so predictable. Like, every jump's obvious and predictable. That one was just like going up to the curtain, that's an obvious one. There was one where the dude just comes to a wall and you're just like, He's gonna turn around. There's gonna be a big spook behind him. Turns around, big spook behind him. Woohoo! Who didn't see that one coming? Everybody did. Now, I don't get what they were really trying to do with this movie other than give it a spin-off. If you're going to give a movie a spin-off, at least make it interesting. You know, with video games, like if you take the Metal Gear Solid franchise, Metal Gear Rising was an interesting spin-off, and it worked for the character. If you look for any of the spin-off PSP games, they go for the portables, those are better. Like, and I'm talking about video games when I'm trying to compare it to movies, but you get my point. If you're going to spin something off, have it be interesting. Have it be good. Don't make it boring as shit and try to make it cool and action-packed for everybody to love. This franchise really lost touch on what it was trying to do. It's nothing like the originals. The originals, my favorite being the second one, is that it was taking place in the entire house, the safety of your home. There was a spirit there. It was taking over. In this one, they're going all over the place. They're going downtown. They're going up to other places. They're investigating everything. A very quiet in these, like, because why talking like this? And it's like, oh my god, dude, what's going on over here? What's going on? I'm just like, this is fucking movie over here. This movie could not be more boring as it is long, but yeah, and I'll give it credit that it's not as boring as 4, but just because it has more effects going on with the whole spiritual crap and. Anyway, they start investigating the spirits and everything, okay? They start going like, oh my god, what's going on here? What's going on there? What's going on with these spirit things? And the dude's attitude actually starts to change. Like, he starts to kind of just mellow out with the spirit. He gets more aggressive. There is this one scene where he's just using his psychic powers to lift a dog. Just like up on the ceiling, and he's like, It's stupid. Like, why are you doing this? It's not scaring us. It's not making us go, oh my god. No, it's not doing that. There is an attempt to tie in with the few movies in 2 ways. Now, one, during their like studies or whatever, they contacted this chick who I swear to God is that chick from the second movie. You know that one chick that had the book and was talking about the demons and everything? Well, I think that was her in this movie. I'm not 100% sure on that. They meet up with her. She talks about this coven of witches and demons and everything. I'm like, Paranormal Activity, pretty much the entire franchise has been linked to a coven of witches and demons and spirits and the Antichrist. Pretty much, it's pretty much the Lords of Salem found footage edition. And you know what? Why couldn't it be just a demon story or a ghost story? I doubt the creators had this in mind when they were making the first movie. And anyway, he's just like, okay, whatever, this is freaking me out. He goes on, and what the fuck happened in this movie? I'm sorry, this movie was just so fucking boring. It was so bad. Like, when they try to be funny, it's dumb. And I'm like, why are you trying to make us laugh? When it's trying to be scary, it's predictable jump scares. Everything was a jump scare. That one jump scare they show in the trailer where they're in the car and they're just like, oh my god. They see him all the way at the end of the street. They turn, he's gone, and they turn back, he's in the window. Bam, breaks the window. That scene was a lot longer than they led you to believe in the trailer. In the trailer, it was 2 seconds. It was like, where is he? Bam! In the real movie, they're just like, my god, where is he? Oh my god, where is he? Oh my god, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Like, they wanted to do it in one long take. I'm betting you the cameraman was just like, okay, where is he? He's supposed to be here by now. He's supposed to be here by now. He's supposed to be here by now. Oh, fuck it. There he is. Okay, go. Without any edits or anything, they just had the guy run up there with them just shaking the camera all around so we couldn't see. And yeah, the whole story is this kid is just set as one of the marked ones. The marked ones, yeah. A kid, apparently there's like a bite on his arm or whatever, and a lot of kids have had this bite because his mother was part of a coven of witches. when she was pregnant with the baby, she marked him to be, one with a demon. And the mother's not around, she's dead, obviously, witches die quick, young, or whatever. And his friends really try to help him. But they try to help him at a point where it's too late for him. You can tell by looking at him, it's too late. He's accepted it. And this is one neat effect I really liked in the movie. When they try to exorcise the demon with eggs, yeah, with eggs, they take an egg like, and he grabs the egg from her, breaks it, blood comes out of the egg, and I guess you're supposed to be shocked or something. I don't get it, really, and he disappears just like that. He reappears. It's in a night vision cam. They have the night vision going on, and he appears in the edge of the room, floating in midair with all this other shit floating, and he like powers up like Super Saiyan, sucks it all in, and then just disappears. That was dumb. And I try to describe this movie best I can with the plot, but there really wasn't much of a plot. They didn't have enough plot to make this movie real, so that's why all the filler and boring, drawn-out shit happens, because they just couldn't do it. And there was like, fuck, we've got like 50 minutes of good plot here, or a decent enough to make a spinoff. What can we do? We need about 40 minutes more. Fuck it, just put stupid stuff in there, long drawn shots. Anyway, after they try to go find them, they find out where the witches or whatever are, and they grab these two gangsters who they knew the friend of, who was one of the chosen, or marked ones or whatever, and he dies. Of course he's dead, and he dies in the stupidest way. I don't want to tell you why he died, because it's just stupid. Anyway, get the two gang members. They roll out to the house, which, by the way, is the house from the third movie, which took place in the 80s. So, that's another way they try to connect it to the movie. But that's not the thing that ruined this. And just made it stupid as hell. Anyway, when they get to the house, the gangsters come out, and they pull out some guns. And I'm not talking like, oh, a little pea shooter here and there. No, they whip it out assault rifles. Why in a horror movie would you empower the people that that are supposed to be scared in this movie so much? Like, I'm gonna reference a video game again. In a good horror video game, you don't empower the person that much. You make it so that they cannot take down what they're facing that easily. You have them sneak around or run or hide under things, or you give them like a thing that could take them out, but it's a specific way you gotta do it. In this one, they got gats and assault rifles, and they run up into this house. There's nobody in there. At first, it was just really quiet, and everybody's like, oh my god, what's going on over here? It's freaking out. What's going on over here? And then they see... This is a really funny scene that's coming up. There's this one where this witch, this crazy white bitch, just starts running with a knife going, ah! Starts running at the dude. He just... bam, with an assault rifle, takes her down. And there's more women running around, so this guy letting the bullets fly. Just all these crazy old women, young women, mid-aged women, they're just getting their asses kicked by a bunch of old, mid-aged women. Like, I feel bad for these gangsters with guns to be beaten by these bitches with knives and candles. It's sad. I don't really get what they were trying to go for with this one particular, like, really, are you trying to make it that action-packed? If you're doing that, why not you just make it an actual movie? You don't, if it's a spin-off also, it doesn't have to be found footage. It can just be like a live-action thing, or a regular film thing, But then again, Last Exorcism Part 2 did that, and that movie was fucking god-awful. If I haven't reviewed that, I will. But anyway, everybody who went to the house pretty much died, except for this one dude with the camera, of course. He had to be the one with the camera. He's running, and he hides in this closet. And he's like, oh my god, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Is it safe to come out? Is it safe to come out? Is it safe to come out? He comes out. He runs all the way around this house. He gets to the room with this door. Now, earlier in the movie, when they got that chick from the second movie, she mentioned that there would be a portal in the world of demons and mortals that would go to a specific point in time where everything was connected. I thought she meant that from a spiritual sense, like from where, demons could glide through the nether realm or whatever to the regular world to latch on to people. That would have been fine if they said it like that. But they literally meant it's a portal through time. And he went through that door, and he goes all the way back in time to the first movie. I'm not fucking kidding. He goes to the first movie. He walks around. You see the pictures and everything. You know it's the family from the first movie. And then he walks into the kitchen, and there's that crazy chick from the... It's the end of the first movie, by the way, where the chick walks downstairs into the kitchen. She turns around, and she freaks out and she yells, and she's basically explained that he's the reason that she yelled. That had to be the excuse so the husband could come down and she'd kill him. I mean, you didn't need that. And then the guy just runs away. He tries to run back through the door. His friend comes out in demon face and just kills him. You didn't need to do that to connect it to the first movie. You didn't even need to connect it at all to the first movie because it has the title in it. It has something to do within it with its characters, but this movie was dumb, and I'm sorry it's a very sloppy review of it, but this movie is shit. And that's basically what I'm just trying to get around. It tried to be funny. It tried to be suspenseful when it wasn't that suspenseful. It shot jump scares in you beyond belief. So boring, too. There wasn't enough plot for it to be feasible. And then the thing they do that connected to the first movie, and try to do that, it just burns the franchise to the ground. Basically like saying, yeah, this was all, like, prophesized or whatever from the very beginning of the first movie. This was all meant to be, and it's connected, that it's inevitable, that it's gonna happen, Mr. Anderson. Don't you get it? It is inevitable bullshit. I mean, it's... Paranormal Activity 5 is gonna be the last Paranormal Activity movie. I swear to God, this movie did so bad. I doubt Paranormal Activity 5 can save itself. Being that 4 was so boring, 5 had something cool about it with the effects and everything, but all in all, it's just a shitty movie. I couldn't see myself buying this or seeing it again. And 5, if I ever decided to go see it, if it looks interesting, that will be the last Paranormal Activity movie unless they stepped up their game and actually did something. Don't make it more like Marked Ones. Marked Ones is shitty idea. It's to connect it more to the witches and everything, and not mix it with what was originally scary about it. It could work if you linked it with the witches, but you have to do it in the right way. You can't just throw all these people and all these things in there. It's fucked up. I'm sorry. I'm done. This movie is bad. Don't watch it. Don't spend a dime on it. It's just a bad movie. It's the worst Paranormal Activity movie yet. 4 at least tried to be scary. This one just wasn't. It appeals to nobody, and I'm done. Thank you for watching my angry vlog. Thank you for watching more reviews, WTF. See you on the next one. I'm going to drink something.